guys, this is the first video in a new series that I've created to help small business owners understand what generative AI is and to use generative AI to boost their business. So I am Brittany Anderson. I'm the founder of Heatwave Media. I founded this marketing agency last year, so about a year and a half ago, still very fairly new. So I'm a small business owner. I am the CEO of my company, and I'm also a marketer. I have 25 years of experience in marketing, and I've recently been certified in generative AI prompting. Generative AI meaning those tools that you've heard of like ChatGPT, DALL-E, Midjourney, Gemini, Jasper, Claude, things like that. Any of those buzzwords that you've been hearing, that's what we're going to be talking about in this series. So this is the first video in a 44-part series that really walk business owners and marketers through the different generative AI tools and how to use them to boost their business. Okay, to start this series off, we're really going to use ChatGPT mostly. We will get into some of the other tools within generative AI a little bit later in the series, but for the first couple of weeks at least, we'll be using ChatGPT. So this is ChatGPT. I'm running with version 4. You can definitely use the free version for a little bit here, but you will run into times that you feel like you've hit your max prompting for the day and you need to upgrade. I would highly recommend at some point that you do upgrade. It's a very low cost and it is, in my opinion, definitely worth it, especially as a business owner, a CEO, a marketer. It's highly, highly worth it. So ChatGPT 4, this is where you're going to put in your prompts here in the center section. On the left here, these are all of the different chats that I've had, and you can see that I run, so many different chats every day. And really, the reason for having so many different chats is that ChatGPT will remember and kind of store what you've been talking about within each chat. And so if you really want to move on to a different topic, you'll want to start a fresh chat. Otherwise, if you're moving on to a different topic within the same chat as before, it will pull in information that you maybe don't want it to. So just a little tip there. So let's get in and use this a little bit. Why don't we start maybe with some social media creation? Again, this is a super basic video, but hang on with me until the end because I do have a tip to share that even someone who uses ChatGPT on a pretty regular basis may not know. But let's start pretty basic here. So social media posts for, let's say, for a bakery. Okay, so write a social media post about seasonal bakery items for a new bakery in town. You can see that right off the bat, it's going to start giving you a really good format for social media. You have kind of a hook right here, new in town, freshly baked just for you, an introduction, a really good list of bullet points with all these great emojis, a spot for your location, hours, scroll down here a little bit, you get a nice call to action. It gives you some suggested hashtags. Super, super helpful. One thing that I want to mention, first of all, this obviously saved a ton of time. Coming up with something like this is not going to take you a ton of time, but coming up with the idea for it can take a little bit of time, writing it down, putting it in the correct format, adding all the emojis. Those all take time, and this took 7 seconds to put together. So it's a huge, massive time saver. But one thing that I wanted to mention is that we didn't give ChatGPT really any specifics about this bakery. We asked it to write a social media post about seasonal bakery items for a new bakery in town. That's it. The more specific you get in your prompting, the better results and the better output you're going to get. Right here it says, hey, town name. We didn't give it the information for what city this bakery is located in. So you can easily go through in here and edit before you actually post your social media. Obviously, it gives a blank space for a bakery name, your address, operating hours, things like that. So it's a great format to just be able to easily edit before you post. But as we go along in this video series, we will definitely give you good tips for customizing GPT for your business. So ChatGPT will always know some of these specifics about your business, and it will give quicker output that you don't have to edit. So we'll talk quite a bit more about that later. Okay, let's move on. I mentioned that I wanted to give a couple of advanced tips, even in some of these beginning basic videos. I do want to be covering the basics of ChatGPT for those who are pretty new to generative AI, but I do want to be providing value for those who have used ChatGPT on a pretty regular basis for a while. So here's a tip that you may or may not have heard of before. Give ChatGPT a role to play. So before you're prompting, tell it what it's an expert in, and you'll get the results that you'll get will be wildly different. It'll be a huge improvement by telling ChatGPT that it's an expert in something. So here's an example. Let's start with a really basic prompt without telling it it's an expert. See what output we get. So we said, write a blog post about the importance of SEO for small businesses. And it gives you some really great output. The importance of SEO for small businesses, how to grow your online presence. It has a nice introduction. You can see that the output is very, very detailed. A nice lengthy description for why SEO is so important. So this is already some really good output. Next, we are going to tell it that it's an expert in something and be a little bit more specific with what we're looking for. And let's see what kind of difference we get here. Okay, so you're an expert. You're an SEO expert with 15 years of experience specializing in helping small businesses grow through highly targeted SEO strategy. Write a detailed blog post about the importance of SEO for small businesses. Include advanced insights, practical examples, and actionable tips that demonstrate your deep expertise. Okay, so we're definitely giving it more information. We're being much more detailed, and we're telling it that it should be acting as an expert. Let's see what the difference is in the output. So this might take just a little bit more time. But you can definitely see that it's even more detailed. The critical role of SEO in small business success, advanced insights and practical strategies, a much more lengthy introduction. And then it really gets into, why is SEO a game changer for small businesses? It has a ton of detail here. It gives you a nice fact for each section. It gives you an example to go along with that fact and an actionable tip for each section. Get into the next section here, and it really talks about leveraging long tail keywords, focus on technical SEO. It gives you a description of the different types of SEO. Then it gives you practical SEO strategies for small business owners. So where before is it really kind of generally talked about the importance of SEO because we gave it that additional prompting of, hey, you are an expert, and not just SEO, but SEO specifically for small businesses. It got really specific with its output and provided much more valuable content for you to use. So try that next time. Give ChatGPT a role, tell it that it's an expert in something, and see how that changes the output that you get. So thanks for letting me talk about generative AI for a little bit today and ChatGPT. I am very much looking forward to this series and giving a good overview and then diving in and getting into some really detailed prompting for generative AI specifically to help you grow your business. It was very nice meeting you. This is literally my first YouTube video ever, so I appreciate you being kind and we'll see if I can get any better at this. So watch for next time. I will be putting out a new video every day from now until the end of 2024. See you soon. Bye.